My dear brothers and sisters in Christ, I had the difficult task of letting a friend of mine who is out of town know that a good friend of his had died. His answer to my email was a powerful one. It was a short eulogy, but the most powerful and beautiful eulogy I have ever heard. He just stated Father Harry was a man who strived after sanctity. A man who strived after sanctity. I thought that was so powerful, and that all of us Christians, we should follow that example of striving after sanctity. And as I was pondering about it, I said, well, what are the ingredients for sanctity? And I thought in the word Polaris and made an acrostic with it. Polaris is the North Star, the other name for the North Star. And the North Star is the one that guides people in the ocean when they don't have a compass. Now, with all our technology, I still believe the North Star is there to guide us and to guide those who are in need of it and who knows how to recognize it. So the P for Polaris would be prayer. Prayer is essential in our lives. Prayer is what allows us to communicate with God, to establish a personal relationship with our Creator, to create a loving personal relationship. If we are doing ministry, or if we are doing wonderful deeds, if we are doing whatever we're doing, if we don't have a prayer life, we are running on our own oil and on our own gas and not on God's. Prayer is what gives us the strength and the energy and the grace to do His work. So we need the discipline of a disciple to do and to have a prayer life. The O would be for obedience. Obedience is never easy, and nowadays there's a tendency to be what people call supermarket or cafeteria Catholics or Christians. We kind of pick and choose what commandments and what regulations and what precepts of the church we want to follow and which ones we don't. And we are called to be obedient to Mother Church and accept them as they come out of love for God. The next one will be L for love. Love is essential and is what it's the mark of whatever we do. If we do it with love, everything is powerful. If we do it without love, not even if we get burned or if we give everything to the poor, it wouldn't have any sense, because then we'll be doing it for our sake and not for God's greatest glory. The A would be abandonment. Abandonment is one that it's difficult also, like obedience, because it's surrendering to God's will, and not only surrendering, but even trying to acquire unity with God's will, willing what He wills and not willing whatever He doesn't will. Somebody said that we should be souls that don't will anything because we will everything, and that we will nothing because we will everything according to God's will. That is surrendering. That is abandonment. The next one will be reparation. Reparation is knowing that God deserves all the love of the world, and knowing that we haven't given Him all that love that He deserves, all the love, the respect, the obedience, the time that we should have given Him, plus our brothers and sisters who, because they don't know Him or because they don't care about Him, do not love Him and give Him the glory they should too. Then we need to love Him more than what we can by ourselves for their sake, and to please God and to love Him simply. Polaris, the next one will be intercession. Intercession is praying for our brothers and sisters, praying for our good friends, praying for our enemies, praying for the one that has harmed us, but praying also for the ones that have bless us with His help or with His love or her love. We need to do intercession for all of humanity. There's so many problems, so many things going on, and we need to care about our brothers and sisters, our neighbors, here or on the other side of the world. The last one will be sanctity. Sanctity itself, it's our willingness to let God be our God instead of setting ourselves as idols and adoring ourselves and just giving a little time and a little devotion and a little effort to God, just kind of trying to fulfill the requirements, trying to not to make Him too mad while we do our own will. Sanctity is doing everything for the greater glory of God, with all our love, with all our care, with all our energy, but especially trying to follow what we believe is God's will for our life and for ourselves. May God bless you.